Here you go. This is one case study, and this is the second case study. This is another community, okay? The climate change people. Have you heard of them? Obviously you've heard of them. Have you ever seen them? No, you haven't. You've seen a lesbian or a gay, but you haven't seen this. If you compare the money between this, the financial, running through their campaigns and the whole system that they've made, and the influence, you'll be like, oh my God, this is bigger than any lobby in the world. Every country, every statesman, every senate has this bill being discussed or passed already. Well, who are these people? How do they get it done? You guys have a taboo against LGBT. I'm going to tell you how it works. Zakaria, you need to know how it works. Because they're going against everybody. The biggest force against LGBT movement is who are the biggest enemy of LGBT? No, not Muslims. Are you kidding me? They love the Muslims because we just protest. The church. The church actually came against in the same way that they started. Church started doing this, 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 and this. The Christian Orthodox Church in America, England, Canada, Australia, everywhere. They combined together. Obviously, you didn't see it. You're not going to churches, nor are you going to those spaces where they're performing. Muslims, you know what they did? They started talking bad about it to each other and crying about it. Mera beta gay ho gaya idhar, meri beti lesbian ho. That's it. या वो भी नहीं किया, वो तो छुपाई देते, उसकी बेटी ऐसे हो गई है, उसके बेटे को देखा है. That's all. That's what Muslims did. Now, how did they turn into a movement? How did they turn into a movement? This is how they did it. This is what you're gonna do. This is what I want you to do now. This is the only way to do it. But Zakaria pointed out the first and probably the most important part of the core, that if you do not understand the system, you won't be able to do any of this. I'm going to take it one step at a time, okay? First, you need to understand, there was a time not too long ago that in England, your king's England, every LGBT guy had to be admitted to a hospital, otherwise he would go to jail. In your England, if somebody associates themselves as L, G, B, or T, or any of the alphabets, he will be treated with medicine and electric current. Who started it? England started it. What? The therapy and the treatment. And then England, from this, comes to this. Mandatory. How many years? 1990, Zakaria, to 2024. That's 34 years. You see any reminiscence from the sewers in 34 years of Israel and this in 34 years in UK as mandatory? Imagine how things are envisioned and put into action. This is the only way. Muhammad, if you're not going to listen to this, then why did you ask a question, man? So, 30 years, Zakaria, do you think it's a long time? Yeah, so if you start right now, you can take over the world when you are? Yeah. You know how many 47-year-old people are here? And if I ever call them old, they will punch me. Because they're not old. 47 is the peak of their life because their brain is fully developed, their career is developed. Now they're enjoying, the fruits of their whole tenure of sacrifice and struggle. 47 is your peak. But their definition of success was their own selves. Their definition of success were not their own selves. No one is fighting on his own. Do you know that you have to have exactly this size of a kit, a little wider, a little heavier? This kit is in the pocket of every LGBT guy. You know what that kit is used for? Every 2 weeks, he's got to do this, take the blood out, check whether he has AIDS or not. Every 2 weeks he's got to, and you know why every 2 weeks? Because it's so expensive that you cannot waste it. So they have to wait 2 weeks. Otherwise you have to get tested every day. That's something they're not going to tell you because it's not cool that you are a carrier at all times. And still, with this kind of a threat and risk, they managed to make it mandatory in UK. Now, let's change the landscape altogether. Let's change this climate change, because this is climate change, okay? Instead of Prince William going into climate change, let's think it's Islam. Islam being taught mandatory, Quran being taught mandatory, Sira being, taught by Prince William, because there's going to be some William in his lineage, right? So that's okay. His first grandson, okay, or maybe his son. What? Does he have a son, by the way? Prince William? Okay. So, where did the other prince go? Canada. He's in Canada? Okay. So, Zakaria, focus. Prince William led Islamic movement in UK. Can you envision that? You better start, because it takes a moment to envision. Because if you're not getting a vision, you're not going to be able to do any of these. And even if you're doing it, no one's going to join you. Zakarias, Muhammad's, and Ali's, and Omar's. Where's Omar? Wait for people to come in only if you have the vision. If you do not have the vision and you do not have the ability to describe it, do not wait. No one's coming. I'm going to give you a little example so your age you'd understand. An airplane takes off, and there are 200 people in there and crashes on an island. Everybody survives with some injuries, okay? This guy stands up, like me, okay? And he says, listen, ladies, gather up. See those leaves? It's going to be nighttime soon. I do not see any kind of signs of help coming in. So please gather the leaves. We're going to stash up some leaves. Sir, you go to the airplane, get the ration out, try and see what kind of ration we have. We need to measure everything so that we can see how many days of whatever it can do. 10 people from the back. Go on rendezvous, the whole, spread out, check out, rendezvous right here. Give us a report of what kind of resources we have. Everybody starts listening to me. Huh, Ali? I am leadership material. Everyone's like, whoa, this Shukara ye banda jahaz mein tha. He's like, he's the dude, he's the guy. And everyone starts doing whatever I'm telling them, because my confidence, my tone, my stature is right for the moment, and I'm doing I'm actually saying the right things. Everyone should do whatever I'm saying, right? Muhammad? Makes sense? And I'm feeling, yeah, you know what, now I got this. Somebody says, Sahil, do you know what you're saying? Oh, dude, I got this. Don't worry, I got this. People are listening to me. Please take care of the sick. See whoever has any kind of medical conditions. Any doctor, any nurse in the house? Yes, sir, you are a doctor. You two are nurses. Please make sure you make a tiny little hospital right here so that we can actually attend to the ill. Emergency taken care of. We have to do the right thing. All of a sudden, Zakaria, what's your name, sir? Sir, what's your name? Come here. All of a sudden, no, you don't need a microphone. I need you to see this, Zakaria. Stand up, come here. ऊपर आओ ना. क्या नाम है आपका? What's your name? Abdul Hadi. How old are you?
I'm 8.
8. Omar, listen to what I'm about to tell you. That's the power of vision, okay? That's the power of vision. I'm doing all of this, And Abdul Hadi says, "Pakro mujhe jacket ko pakro." Uncle, I need something to say. And I said, "Do listen, boy. Go to your mother. Please, somebody take care of it." And then he says, "No, tug back, and uncle, I have something to say." And I said, "Okay, what do you want to say?" Because I want to seem like a leader. So I'm being empathetic. I'm so passionate and kind to children. It's like, "Beta, what do you have to say?" And then he says, "Uncle, I was on seat 41B. When the plane was going down, I was on a window seat tilting left. And I saw an island right there. People were there cooking, cleaning, everything. There was a whole village there. And it's right there. Now you tell me, Umar, who's the leader?" Because this dude gave a vision. All of my skill is worthless now. I have to follow him. He's going to lead the way or wherever. He saw the vision, saw that village, and everyone's going to follow him. Umar, that's the power of the vision. So generate a vision. That's what it means. Next year in Jerusalem is a vision. Everybody was told about what Jerusalem looks like and what's there and what God promised us, what's going to happen there. People drew the picture. That's what they did. That's what they did. This is what they said in 1969. This is what they said, that we will make it mandatory that you recognize and accept and embrace our identity. In 1969, they gave their lives for it. And now it came true. So much so that a lot of your friends cannot be addressed because you do not know what to say to them, because you keep evading using the word he, she, they, or whatever. It's like, yeah, let's talk about me, man. Let's not talk about you. You know some. A lot of people know a lot. And they are generating their worldview and life objectives based on this because they had a vision and this was the execution. How does this happen? This happens very simply. This is how it happens. You start here, you go here, and then you end up here. Which you call the Jewish lobby is called the command room. There are so many books written about that lobby without that lobby ever being seen. People keep guessing. We've come up with a new word called deep state now. Heard the word deep state? You haven't heard the word deep state yet? A lot of you guys have. Some of them even guessed what deep state is. A lot of people are guessing, but it does exist. This is how you start. How do you start? You start by creating Zakaria, Omar, Ali, smaller groups and clusters who can listen to you when you talk with arguments which make sense, with solutions of problems people actually have. Not random topics, not stand-up comedy, not movies and dance and dramas and whatever. Talk about problems and talk about solutions. How are you going to talk about solutions? You got to read, open up books, study real facts and numbers, and start arguing and telling people that, you know what, we're suffering here. We're suffering. And then you start training people. Get people to get trained. I have a platform. It's for free. It's called IMS. Use that platform. Become a cluster member. Go start training people. We are actually getting you real professional teachers for free so that you can get those skills of financials and economic and mental programs, raise IQs. You know what the average IQ of a Pakistani is? 81. Zakaria, do you know what is IQ of a boy when he's born into the Down syndrome? 72. You know what an average IQ of the Ashkenazi Jew is? 159. You think you can ever compete with a guy who's got one more point on the IQ index? No, you can't. That's how powerful 1 point is on the IQ. You know how you raise IQs? Not by giving birth to smart people. Smart people are not born. Smart people are made smart. You train them into it. You train them on things which actually raise your IQ. Mathematics raises your IQ. Quran is mathematics. There is a subject that I teach in school. In my own school, the Quranic mathematics. Read the book. It's written by our guy from England. He's a Muslim. The Quranic, the ultimate mathematics. He opened the mathematics of the Quran. And to understand the level of mathematics that that book has, you need to have a PhD in mathematics to understand how complex this is. This is the power of the Quran, and that's just one man's math. That's not God's math. God knows what kind of depth mathematics have in the Quran. So what do? You go into teaching people how to network together. It's called a network. This is why it's called a network. We have more than 600,000 Muslims from 119 countries coming in together to make small clusters. We call them field rooms. They discuss, debate, argue, learn, raise the IQ. Without any homework first submitted, you cannot even speak a word. So they submit their paperwork. This is my research work. I want to talk about this. People come in and rate the speaker. He knows the rating system. So he's got to be on top of his game. Once you have this, then you move towards this. It's called the engine room, where you rightly said, if you do not have the money, talking about money is not going to cut it. You need to have programs where people are actually coming together. And that's why I said, Mark Zuckerberg, you don't pay for Facebook, he becomes a billionaire. That's the power of the network. You have enough network coming in, whatever you do, which is competence-based though, you're going to actually generate money. That's called business. So we have 600,000 customers. Have you made anything this year to sell? If you made it, we have 600,000 customers already. It's got to be relevant, it's got to be real, it's got to be quality. That's why every Jewish product is in every Muslim home, because it works. Their shampoo is better than any other shampoo. Their cars are actually better than any other cars. यहूदियों का प्लान नहीं है, यहूदियों की कॉम्पिटेंस है. It's a natural demand of every human being to buy a product that actually works. Or Musliman, whenever Muslims go into product making, Muslims divorce it. कि इतना बुरा है अल्लाह. You know, even though cartoons the Muslims are making, and I want to say this to the camera, what's wrong with you guys? It's like you're still stuck in the 60s. हमारे बच्चे वो कार्टून भी नहीं देखते जो मुसलमानों ने बनाए होते हैं. Even the color tones and the aesthetics are from the 1960s. Have you seen a Muslim cartoon when you were a kid? No. You said, well, what were watching Dora? I'm just saying. So what are you doing here? Unless you are competent, please do not lower the standards by coming into the financial system. You have to be competent. And as soon as you become competent, you take care of. Let me ask you a question. Muhammad, who owns YouTube? No idea. But it's not a Muslim. I'll tell you, it's a lady, by the way, okay? Why do Muslims have a replacement of YouTube?
Do Muslims need a replacement for YouTube?
Yeah, we do.
Why is that?
Because they can turn it off anytime, man. But you need a better answer than this?
No,
well, why are you looking at me as it's the wrong answer?
The article is...
You know, Dr. Siraj's channel got banned in 1 second. Did you know that?
That's because the truth, whenever the truth speaks, is always the falsehood will try to destroy it. This is.
So you want the falsehood to take control of our truth speakers?
Of course not.
So we need a YouTube, right? So what I'm saying, listen, dude, it's a simple answer. It's a simple question. We need our own controls over our own system, man. How hard is that to digest? Especially media, man. You think I want to watch Fox for what's going on in Israel?
I'm sure we need it, but I don't think now is the time.
Oh, really? Yeah, I know, you're right. That's the first thing you say, you're right. Because we needed it 30 years ago. You're right. Now is not the time. That was 30 years ago. So we need it yesterday. We don't just need YouTube. I don't care about YouTube. We need media. YouTube is part of the media, part of the narrative. Part of what? Part of training the brains of this age to understand that cartoons were not your answer at when you were 7. But your mommy shoved cartoons down your throat because she had to watch her own TV channels. Sorry. That's why. So, you need to redo the curriculum. You cannot do that, Zakaria. Your network can. They did the curriculum. They did the curriculum really well. It's part of the curriculum. You've been to schools. Have you actually been through the school at the time when the sex ed program had LGBT in there? No, but it's in there right now. Grade 3. That's part of the curriculum. It's called the education system. So this boy, when he's going to be in 3rd grade, he will know what and how this works more than you and I combined, because he'll be institutionalized into it. So I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. 30 years, still worth it. But it's going to happen way before 30 years. You know why? Because these folks did not have social media here. They did not have smartphones here. They did not have the kind of network power that we have now. Hell, they did not have the kind of money that Muslims have. Only, if you only played the numbers, we are 2 billion. Even if you take 1% of it, you're still doing better than most of the Jewish entrepreneurship in England. But you're not even going to have 1%. You know what 1% of 2 billion is? Zakaria, come on, man. Who's going to tell me 1% of 2 billion? I want to ask Muhammad, do you know what 1% of 2 billion is? Google it up, man.
I'm still stuck on the first one. My brain can't get past off what you're saying. So,
listen, first get the answer of 1% of 2 billion.
That's the second question.
1 million? 20 million. So, do you know how many subscribers Microsoft has? Do you know when Bill Gates became a billionaire, how many customers Windows had? Do the math. Then you'll know the power of 20 million Muslims, only 1% of Islam, coming into your network, coming in as consumers only. If only 20 million people come into IMS, only one app, you can actually select the Prime Minister of Pakistan. That's the power you have. You can deselect any existing Prime Minister of Pakistan as well. Is it juicy enough for you now? Or Lebanon? Actually, way less in Lebanon. It's way less. Actually, 1% of 20 million can do that in Lebanon. But it has to be global. It has to be people with enough money and enough acumen coming together. And we've done the math, by the way. We need a little less than 25,000. We've done the math. We list about 20 million. We need less than 25,000 people who have already entered the engine room. Here to here. Once they go here, this is going to come naturally. What is this, by the way? Global issues, geopolitics. You tell me, Muhammad? Lebanon, Pakistan. You're from Pakistan, Muhammad? What part?
Why is that shocking?
No, I'm not shocked. I'm just trying to make a wait so that people can go quiet, man. Don't worry. Not everything's about you, buddy. What's wrong with you? What's the full name of King Charles?
No,
Because you know what Nawaz Sharif is?
yeah, I do know.
But you're English, man.
Okay.
You don't know King Charles' name, but you know Nawaz Sharif.
I don't need to know either of the names. I happen to know it, but I don't see the need to know either of them.
You really don't think you need to know the king's name of England?
Why, you tell me, why is that significant? What makes his name significant?
Because it has Mountbatten in it, man. You know who Mountbatten is?
No.
Okay, we need to bring you back to zero first, then we'll start talking, okay? You're not at zero.
Again, everything, all the questions I've said, I've not.
Because you're not qualified to understand what I'm saying, buddy. You need to be competent in, competently, what's the word? Consciously incompetent to know how incompetent you are. You're not even consciously incompetent right now. You don't even know what you don't know.
So we need,
You see what I'm saying?
so we need to have YouTube first. Like,
No, not YouTube. You need to have a book. Start reading from A onwards.
And that book
Okay?
is-
Science, physics, the Quran, man.
The Quran is the only book we need. As Muslims,
Listen, Umar, Ali, what's your Muhammad? MashaAllah, 3 good names. If you do not know physics, you cannot understand Quran, okay?
so
No.
at the-
Think what I said.
Okay.
If you do not know physics, you cannot understand the Quran.
So at the time of the Sahaba,
Yeah.
they understood the Quran and they
Because they understood cosmology taught by the prophets. That's called Yatlu alayhim ayat.
so.
So we stopped it. Now I want you to start it, man.
So we need to be able to understand the Quran. We need to be
Physics,
know that.
mathematics, biology,
So-
political science,
So my question.
psychology.
My question.
Yeah.
At the time of the Sahaba, did they first study the Quran or did they first study the physics or anything else?
They studied it by the Prophet ﷺ at the same time. Abu Bakr Siddiq says, I was taught by the Prophet ﷺ Surah Baqarah in 8 years.
So,
No, hold on. Process what I'm saying, buddy. Do you know of any course in Islam right now, Muslim world, which teaches Surah Baqarah in 8 years? What are they going to teach? You know what the 8 Alim course is in Pakistan, Lahore? 8 years. You know what they teach? The whole Quran, the whole Seerah, the whole Sunnah, the whole Hadith, the whole Fiqh, and the jurisprudence covers all of whatever they've got
right.
in 8 years. And Abu Bakr Siddiq is studying Surah Baqarah only in 8 years by the Prophet ﷺ. What do you think he was learning?
Everything. The Quran
Everything.
is all we need.
Were you not saying that Sahaba did not learn physics first?
But the Quran has everything in it for us. It's all about being able, finding people who can teach it, teach us.
Yeah. So I want you to become that teacher, man. You understand me? Is that too much to ask for?
Then I'm with you on that. That part I'm with you.
What part are you? What is the other part that I'm actually talking about?
I've lost you on this whole part of the media and this, and we need to basically have our own platforms and all of this.
What do you think وَأَعِدُّ لَهُمْ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن قُوَّةٍ means, man?
Explain it to me. You're the one with the knowledge.
Muster up all whatever you can in power, quwwah, against them. What does that mean?
So power comes from?
Influence, man. Money, network. What else do you think power is? What do you think power is? Me doing my biceps?
Of course not. There's obviously different types of powers.
Well, this is the power Allah is talking about. Because in this very ayah, Allah says, pro against the enemy that you can see, and the enemy you cannot even see, only Allah knows. This very ayah. That's what I'm saying. You become a teacher of the Quran, you'll have to learn the Quran, okay? Now, Omar, you with me on this? You got to take up a target here. You can't just be with me on this by words. You got to take up any one of these targets. And you need to have a 5-year strategy on this. If you're not putting your 5 years with the plan, with the vision, and a plan to achieve that vision, I'm sorry. You're going to go through the same kind of depression and the SSRI drugs your folks are going through all over England right now. Because they don't have a vision or the plan. They just have a feeling of success that you're trying to chase. That's all what's going on. And this is the problem with Muslims right now. This is what's bothering, this is the big bug, I call it the big bug. Zakaria, the big bug. You know what the big bug is? Here's the big bug. Unless mummies and daddies are grabbing Zakarias when they're this age. How old is this boy? 5. What's your name? Afan. Afan is 5. Afan is 5. Mommy and daddy come together. Yes, sir.
I just got one question. So you know how you were explaining the LGBT community, for example, they've got a movement and that's the name of their movement, isn't it? And then you've got the structure that you're showing us, the pyramid, and how to build up the Muslim community.
LGBT didn't do it like that, but yeah, recipe is the same.
They're a movement, and that's their name. And now talking about the Islamic communities and the movement, what do you think? What type of movement should they be under? What should the movement be called?
The LGBT or the Muslims?
As the Muslims.
It's called Islam, man.
No, but
Islam is a movement.
yeah, but there must be like some sort of governing body in Islam for the people, no?
Yeah, we have one. His name is Muhammad bin Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
Yeah, like,
The body is the Quran, the Seerah and the Sunnah is the process.
yeah, but.
By the way, this is exactly what Seerah tells us to do. You want me to show you events from the Seerah in this pyramid?
Yeah, but what?
Blue to green to yellow, all events in the Seerah. Let me narrate to you if you want me to. But that's not your question. Go on.
Like what I'm saying is like the name of the movement for like the LGBT community. Their name.
Well, they don't, obviously, because they did not have a, what's the word? It's just a manifesto without a vision, right? Because they came up with, because they keep adding to their name every single day. It's all right. That's what they want to call it. Who cares?
So you know, like as Muslims, should we not have like a khilafah that is the governing body?
Khilafah is an instrument, buddy. Khilafah is not the purpose of Islam.
Not the purpose, but as in to unite us all and
Yeah.
to make a change
Yeah.
for Palestine. Should that not be the main like governing body for all?
Listen,
Muslims
what do you
around
think
the
is
world?
more important? The ability to choose Khilafah or Khalifa or the Khilafah itself? What is more important?
Khilafah. Like,
Really? So somebody can just change it?
It has to be there for someone to think.
You, listen, I'm asking you a simple question of common sense, man. Khilafah is more important or the ability to create and change Khilafah?
Khilafah is more important.
No, it's not, buddy.
But it needs someone to obviously.
I know, we'll put a Khalifa, man. Don't worry about it. We want to call it a Khalifa, who cares? Point is not Khilafah. That's not the purpose. Khilafah is the man, right? Islam is the system which creates the man, puts him in the place. So why we want to put a name which is less than the purpose? Islam is the purpose. So we don't have to come up with new names, man. Our Prophet ﷺ gave it a name. Allah gave it a name. Kulu aslamtu. Who said? Ibrahim alayhi salam. That okay, I'm going to do whatever you tell me to. This is the manifesto. Okay, I'll take the manifesto. That's what Musa alayhi salam did. That's what our Prophet alayhi salam did. Right? So what do you think Ibrahim alayhi salam is the most widely followed man in the planet right now? Ibrahim alayhi salam. From Siberia to Chile, everyone is the follower of Ibrahim alayhi salam. From Auckland to Fairbanks, Alaska, everyone is a follower of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Such a global name, isn't it? You'll have to make sure you become global instruments. Because our Prophet ﷺ was global, is global, will remain global. That's not something that anybody can change. Alhamdulillah. وَرَفَعْنَا لَكَ ذِكْرَكَ is going to be there. But are we an instrument to that agency? No. We're just a local instrument trying to pull Islam down to my own household only. And it's not going to work. Islam does not work on a single household for the sake of working for the household. You know what I'm saying? It's like you go to the Pacific Ocean trying to put all the water in your home. It's going to destroy your home. It's not going to work for your home. It's not designed for tiny little capsules like me, my wife, and my kids only. That's too less of a capsule. If you want your house to survive with that kind of flow, you got to make sure you are for the flow. The flow is not for you. You understand me? It's rather simple. Everybody gets it once you get to this. This is the problem. Now, a lot of people are going to object. It's not just object. Actually, people are going to fight against you about this. Quick question.
You just said like the cartoons built by Muslims, they still have 60s graphics. They're not very attractive.
I'm just going
But
to...
at the same time, the system that you have made, the IMS, it just looks like another WhatsApp group. It's not like we probably need a bigger or a state-of-the-art platform, which you know what I mean. Like it looks like a WhatsApp group.
It's not look like, it actually is a WhatsApp group. It should look like a WhatsApp group because it is a WhatsApp group. It's not a WhatsApp group, it's thousands of WhatsApp groups because that's what it is. One guy comes to Ali bin Abi Talib and says, you know what? With the same philosophy, same context, it's very context. He says, You know, in the time of Umar al-Khattab, there was peace and prosperity. People had rights. People had serenity. Everybody was happy. And in your time, it's just turmoil. Everyone's fighting. No one's getting whatever they deserve. Ali bin Abi Talib says, because there's a big difference, man. The guy says, what's the difference? Ali says, the difference is that I was the soldier of Umar, and you are the soldier of Ali. So my IMS looks like this because I'm relying on Muslims right now. I can outsource it to American Peters and Franks. They're going to make such an amazing product out of it. You know what I'm saying? I gave it to Muslims, and they're dragging it. They're keying my car. You know what I'm saying? Instead of putting it in ignition, they're keying my car, every inch of my car. You have no idea. I have lost count on the kind of Muslim software houses I've given IMS to be built into an app. Every single one of them took the money, ran away. Yeah. That's why I rely on Zacarias now. Zakaria, you're my only hope. Only if you have this. Because I'm telling you, I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm not talking about your daddies or mommies. I'm talking about my daddy or my mommy. So you won't get offended, okay? I have to be in Canada. I have to be in Canada. Okay, here is the problem. Self-esteem. You know what self-esteem is, Zakaria? No, that's called self-confidence.
Self-belief.
Yeah, of? Where you put yourself in the crowd. For your age, that's what I'm going to tell you. And I'm talking about the crowd of the world, or your friends, or wherever that crowd is. So if you're not competent, you better not have self-esteem. You understand me? If you are competent, you will naturally have self-esteem. And Muslims have a very loud voice and mouth, no performance to back it up. That's why they use the Quran as a hunter. Because if you ask anyone about the Quran, from the guy who's talking about the Quran, he does not know how to explain it, so he starts beating you up with it. You know what that means, right? So Muslims are not performing, so they cannot have self-esteem. It's that simple. I'll give you a little example, a task, a homework. Tomorrow, Monday, call a Pakistani solicitor for any random thing. And then call a white solicitor for the same thing. Compare the answers. And I mean random. Keep doing this exercise till you get the same answer. And tell me the number of Pakistanis it took for you to get the same answer. My bet is there's going to be over 50. And they'll be born and raised in England. Hence they became a solicitor. You understand me? And that's just one area. Of what, beta? Of what? Educational reform. Because there cannot be two different laws in England. That's the one thing that cannot happen. There's just one law. That's why it's called a lawyer. He can compete with the same against the lawyer on the same law. But you're gonna get two different laws. And I want you to prove me wrong, at least on the number. But I'm sorry. I need you to go through these homeworks. Ali's and Umar's, go through this homework and so that you can see where the problem is. Otherwise, you will become a problem. So here's the problem, self-esteem. The only way to get self-esteem is if you're actually competent. Because if you're not competent, you will have to naturally fake it. Once you're faking it, you lose self-belief. Okay? So this is the problem. Self-esteem and purpose. Now, the second problem Islam is suffering from right now is Muslims with a local purpose. Muslims with a local purpose. They will never go global. Praying and protesting Muslims only about things which they're not going to do anything about. They do not have a local purpose, so a global purpose. So these two things combine to make the actual recipe. How are you going to combine two these things? I'm sorry, you're not going to. I know that. You don't even have to say that you're going to. So only you can. Only the boys in the 18, 20, 25s can. You combine these two things. How are you going to do that, Zakaria? I'm sorry, I apologize. You'll have to train your own self on it. You can get some support from your family, but you got to train yourself on it. If you're not global, you are the problem. If you have low self-esteem, you are the problem. So, once you got a bigger purpose set, which is Islam, once you have your own competence going up, up and up, you're going to have self-esteem. This is the problem. You need to be very, what's the word in English? Wary about, wary. Here you go. If you have low self-esteem but a high purpose, which most Muslims do not even have, okay, because they don't think global. If you have low self-esteem but a very high purpose, all talk and you want to feel and you start feeling the Palestinian pressure and everything, you're going to go nihilist. Because you'll know the truth and then you'll be like, oh, I can't even do anything about it. Nihilism will seep in, depression, guilt, and you see what's going on, especially in women. Because they can feel whatever a man can feel, especially looking at the Palestinian thingy. A woman naturally is going to feel 10 times more. Allah has given you guys the ability. So you feel it, while you cannot do anything about it. And that's where the depression comes in. And I'm just talking about conscious Muslims. Those Muslims who don't even care, I don't even care about them. So, they don't even count. Then, Zakaria, hold on, okay? Forget this, listen to me. If you have a low self-esteem and a high purpose, you will have nihilism. You know what nihilism is? You know what nihilism is. What is it?
It's like you don't have any motivation to
There is no purpose called, you have no purpose to do anything. So nihilism is a guy, nihilistic guy is a guy whose brain does not generate enough dopamine to even get out of bed. He does not have any purpose to do anything anymore. Okay? Nihilism is a disease. It's not like a taboo or anything that I'm calling it. Nihilism is an actual disease. There's medicine for it. It's called serotonin, by the way. Okay? The serotonin is the chemical of purpose. I don't know why I keep carrying this. I was thinking, why I was trying to click from it. You know, it's right. I need something to lean on. So, most kids, who, especially girls, who go through Palestinian news and everything, they go into guilt and second stage depression. So if you're training kids on Islam and you're not giving them enough power to do something about it, they're naturally going to go nihilistic. Because they'll know right from wrong and they'll be like, oh, hum to kuch kar hi nahi sakte. We can't even do anything. And then they will lose their self-worth. It is that big of a problem. Now, let's just say you have very high self-esteem, but a low purpose. Low purpose, which means you're playing local. You're a Pakistani, not a Muslim. Because you cannot be both at the same time a lot of times. A lot of times you cannot be Muslim and Pakistani at the same time. That's why nationalism is the biggest problem in the philosophy of Islam. Okay, Abu Bakr Siddiq, when he saw nationalistic, patriotic people, he used the word, I can't even tell you, because Muslims in Pakistan and India are not even mentally trained to hear those words. That analogy that he gave, you have to read it. Only an Arab can understand that analogy. Because Abu Bakr Siddiq said it to that man in the center of thousands of people and said, whatever you said reeks of something. And he said, what? He said, you want to find out the flavor? Go to Naila. You know, Naila was the idol of the Romans in the Kaaba, their Valentine. Yeah, because Naila was standing in front of a boy and they were consummating their relationship in the Kaaba because that was romance. They were the gods of romance. And he says, you want to smell what patriotism looks like? I'll tell you what you can do and go, and you can taste that flavor. Go to Naila and she's going to make you taste it. There's Abu Bakr Siddiq giving us till the day of Qiyamah of what patriotism is, how disgusting and filthy this disease is. And Pakistanis, you know what they do? When they read the hadith, they're like, ज़ईफ़ hadith है, ये तो अखलाक के ही खिलाफ लगती है. ये किसी ने ऐसी लिख दी है. उनको अरब की साइकोलॉजी पता नहीं चलती और पाकिस्तानी साइकोलॉजी में इस्लाम फिट कर रहे होते हैं. पाकिस्तान की साइकोलॉजी में इस्लाम नहीं फिट हो सकता. You want to know Islam? Mentally migrate to Arabia. See how the Arabs think. I use the word jahil, remember on TV? See what happened to Pakistani? The word is used in the Quran more than 20 times. Literally, ayyuhal jahilun. Allah talks about the insan, the human being. Innahu kana zaluman jahula. Human being is zalim and jahil. So we better start understanding. इकबाल ने कहा था ना, इस्लाम सीखना है, हिंद से निकल खुदा कैमरे में, हिंद से निकल अरब में जा. Go to Arab. You want to know Islam? Learn it from the Arabs. You know, in Arabia, the Arabs, Saudi Arab, when the Pakistanis come to do Hajj, you know what they do? They have a protocol, they told me. They have a protocol that Pakistanis are coming, they make a certain gap. They move away, the Pakistani version of Hajj is about to begin. All the Arabs wait, Pakistanis and Indians come in, and they do whatever they think is Hajj, and the Arabs are like, oh my God. And then when they go, then they do the real Hajj of the Prophet ﷺ. Sisters, you've seen that? How have you seen that? You were with the crowd? Oh, you were with the Arab. So they told you, right? How would they tell you? They don't want to offend anybody. Yeah, you been there?
I just want to about nation. So when yes.
I can hear you.
So when nationalism of Pakistan is based on religion of Islam.
No, it's not. Nationalism of anything cannot be based on Islam.
Like
The country of Pakistan.
On which definition Pakistan is a nation? On the base of religion, we are a nation. Pakistan is a nation on the base of religion. So when
Pakistan is not. Listen, I know what you mean. आप उर्दू में पूछिए. आप ताकि मैं जुमला अंग्रेजी में गलत बोल रहे हो. उर्दू में पूछें. जुमला ही गलत है.
पाकिस्तान का सब नेशनलिज्म इस्लाम पर बन गया.
देखा ये गलत है. अंग्रेजी ना तो बोलें. पाकिस्तान का नेशनलिज्म हो या मक्के का नेशनलिज्म हो, इस्लाम पे नहीं हो सकता ना वो. नेशनलिज्म इस्लाम पे नहीं हो सकता, चाहे मक्का में हो.
So on the which base Pakistan came into being? Pakistan claimed to be a nation on which ground? On the ground of Islam. We said we are Muslim. That's why we are a
Pakistan was made on the philosophy that we cannot live with Hindus
nation by
because we are Muslims.
Muslims. So Islamic
आगे मैं पूरा जुमला करूँगा, आपको समझ आ जाएगी.
nation.
So anyone who is a Muslim should be a Pakistani citizen then, right? No?
Like
Yeah,
I'm
मेरा-
just talking about Indian subcontinent.
नहीं सर, I'm talking about the subcontinent as well. Any Muslim in Lebanon should be a Pakistani citizen based on the definition of Pakistan. No sir, then you are taking it out of Islam then.
We have a nation state system and it was always prevailing.
No, we don't have a nation state system. Sir, Winston Churchill has a nation state system. Muslims don't. आप एक ही वक्त में दोनों चीजें क्यों कंबाइन कर रहे हैं?
Okay. I am not trying to combine. Please try.
सुने, मैं आपकी बातें समझ गया हूं, आप मेरी बातें समझ नहीं, आप ये समझ रहे हैं कि मुझे आपकी बातें समझ नहीं आ रही. सुने, Nation state system of Sir Winston Churchill. You know what that is?
Sir, forget about Western Churchill or whoever.
Why would I
Let's
forget?
talk about idea, okay?
आता हूँ ना सर, आइडिया ये है, आइडिया पे आता हूँ. आपको जल्दी क्यों है? जल्दी क्यों है? विंस्टन चर्चिल ने मुल्क बना दिए, अल्लाह ने नहीं बनाए. विंस्टन चर्चिल ने, यू नो दैट राइट?
There was a freedom movement. We cannot.
और मैं आता हूँ पाकिस्तान पे सर. अच्छा ये बताएं, बहरीन का इजाज़त ने बनाया? बहरीन
They have their own movement, their own struggle.
विंस्टन चर्चिल ने बनाया है. आपको पता ही नहीं इस बात का. सऊदी अरब किसने बनाया?
Sir, it was like after.
Saudi Arab was made by Sir Winston Churchill. You don't know that? Oh, that's the problem then. You know that, right?
When there was end of Turk Khilafat, so then there was demarcation. and
By?
things. Like by Britain, that was.
Sir Winston Churchill, yeah, that's what I'm going to. So Britain gave birth to these countries. Allah didn't. You get that? अभी मैं आता हूँ पाकिस्तान पे. अभी पाकिस्तानी नस ना फड़काएं अपनी. मुल्क बना दिए उन्होंने, ठीक है. अब अचानक इंडिया में एक मूवमेंट हमने की कि हम हिंदुओं के साथ नहीं रह सकते. एनी मुस्लिम who is a Muslim has to practice Islam in this part of the land. We are going to call it Pakistan, right? So why did we make a boundary against Iran and Afghanistan? They're Muslims. Aren't they the same? दो कौमी नजरिए वाले हमारी कौम. Sir, what?
Two nation theory in the context.
Two nation against Indians, right? Hindus, Muslims.
Iranian, they are living in their own country. Afghanistan living
Listen,
in their own.
we didn't make Iran,
We
right?
have a problem with subcontinent issues.
So I get it. Listen. एक वक्त में step, take step one, I'll make you take step two. Hindus, Muslims, split. Muslims are not going to live with Hindus anymore. They need to practice Islam. So we are not India anymore. We are Muslims. So why are we different country than Afghani Muslims or Irani Muslims? Shouldn't they be getting a Pakistani passport? You're Muslims, come and live with us. We're going to practice Islam. दो कौमी नजरिया, चार कौमी नजरिया तो नहीं है ना. चार meaning ईरानी, अफगानी, पाकिस्तानी और इंडियन. ये चार कौमी नजरिया तो नहीं है ना. दो कौमी नजरिया है ना.
Sir, here we are confusing two points. There is a concept of unison theory and ideology of Pakistan. So when we are two different nations, so we demanded ideology of Pakistan on the base that we are.
आपका नाम क्या है सर?
Asif,
आसिफ साहब, दो कौमों में एक कौम हिंदू है, दूसरी कौम कौन सी है?
Muslim.
तो जो भी मुसलमान होगा वो पाकिस्तानी सिटीजन होना चाहिए ना. ये है दो कौमी नजरिया सर. वो आपने पढ़ा ही नहीं हुआ ना.
Practical thing, like
वो
how
आई-
is it possible कि हर बंदे को पाकिस्तान का passport
बताओ हाउ इज पॉसिबल. सबको सवाल समझ आ गया? I'll tell you it's possible. Every Jew born in any part of the world is an Israeli citizen. ये आपको नहीं पता था इस बात का?
Sir, there is like, okay, we have a, Pakistan is not a one country in the world, so we are.
Israel is not a one country in the world. आपको क्या पता था आसिफ साहब कि हर यहूदी पैदाइशी इसराइल का सिटीजन है? आप पता चल गया? इसको आइडियोलॉजी बोलते हैं.
Pakistan is not a khilafat system, so Pakistan is a nation state. So
कहाँ चले गए? खिलाफत कहाँ से आ गई बीच में सर? हर चीज़ बीच में क्यों डाले जा रहे हैं? इसराइल में खिलाफत है?
like you are comparing Pakistan with this, right?
Sir, no. I'm talking about ideology to ideology.
Yes.
Israel and Pakistan are both the only two countries made on Israel ideologies. उन्होंने कहा कि जो भी मुसलमान होगा, पाकिस्तानी ने कहा जो मुसलमान होगा हिंदू नहीं है वो इधर आ जाए. बुलाया था हमने सबको, आए थे लोग, सिवाय उनके कि जो असल में मुसलमान हैं वो ना आए. ये कहीं लिखा हुआ है? इसराइल ने कहा जो भी यहूदी इधर आ जाए. सब यहूदी इसराइली सिटीजन हो गए. आपको पता ना, जो भी यहूदी कहीं भी पैदा होगा ही इज इसराइली सिटीजन, चाहे ऑस्ट्रेलिया हो, ईरान हो, पाकिस्तान हो.
Sir, आप इसको फिर subcontinent के context में ले गए थे. So when we are looking for a problem in the context of subcontinent.
अच्छा आसिफ साहब सुनिए.
So,
आप मुझे एक जुमले में बताएं आपका कॉन्टेक्स्ट जहाँ पे मैं गलत हूँ.
no, आप गलत नहीं है सर.
हाँ?
मैं ये नहीं कह रहा. आप मेरा point of view तो सुन ले, मैं आपको गलत नहीं कह रहा.
और सर क्या पता मैं गलत हूँ, मैं कोई नबी तो नहीं हूँ ना. आप बताएं.
मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि आपने कहा कि sometime we have a conflict with Islamic ideology and nationalism of Pakistan.
No, all the time, all the time.
Never, sir. Because we have declared Islam to be our state religion. And
Really?
political tool.
तो अफगानिस्तान और पाकिस्तान की भी जंग हो रही है, कौन ठीक है?
Sir, there are political issues involved. So every country has a political issue. So it's not.
So countries will have political issues ना.
Yes.
So countries नहीं होनी चाहिए ना. तो मैं भी कह रहा हूँ.
Sir, practical word
प्रैक्टिकल वर्ल्ड नहीं सर, करंट वर्ल्ड बोलें। इस्लाम प्रैक्टिकल नहीं था जब अल्लाह। अच्छा ये बताएं, हज़रत उमर के टाइम पे, हज़रत उमर का दुनिया की हिस्ट्री के सबसे बड़े मुल्कों में से एक मुल्क हज़रत उमर के पास था, उस मुल्क का नाम क्या है? व्हाट यू थिंक? अफ्रीका के लोग कह रहे हैं हम मदीना में आए हैं, मदीना में एंटर हुए। व्हाट वाज द नेम ऑफ द खिलाफा? You think there was no name?
No.
So giving it different names is okay?
You have a
मैं बताता हूँ, अगर कराची अलग मुल्क बनाना चाहे तो बनाने देना उसको। है अल्लाह, क्यों क्यों?
we are a nation state. We are.
नहीं, कराची वाले कहीं सर, कराची वाला हमारे कराची में पैदा हुए, हम अलग मुल्क बना देते हैं।
It's not possible.
It happened to Dhaka सर, it happened to Dhaka.
There were multiple things involved.
तो इट्स पॉसिबल ना, इट्स पॉसिबल ना कि नहीं तो ना कि इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल। हाँ, अगर कराची अलग हो रहता तो आपको तो ठीक नहीं लगेगा ना, इट्स अगेंस्ट द नेशन स्टेट। तो जब इस्लाम को अलग करके मुल्क बनाया वो क्यों ठीक है फिर? वो प्रैक्टिकल हो गया।
When we were not peaceful with other nations.
We were very peaceful. We were just not peaceful with Winston Churchill.
It's not about everything.
आप ये बताएं,
About conspiracy theories.
और सुने, और नहीं सुने, आप ये बताएं, फ्रांस और जर्मनी में यूरो चलता है? दोनों में यूरो चलता है सर। यूरोपियन यूनियन एक करेंसी कर चुकी है, उनकी बॉडी भी बन चुकी है, पॉलिटिकल बॉडी, इसको नेटो बोलते हैं, उनकी आर्मी भी है, उसको क्यों नहीं खिलाफा बोलते? वो करें तो ठीक, हम करें तो प्रैक्टिकल नहीं है।
Sir, even OIC is the biggest
Oh, no.
organization Muslim have.
No.
No other countries, no other religion such type of organization.
सर रिलीजन,
Don't think about that.
आप शायद मेरी बात शायद सुन नहीं रहे हैं या आप समझ नहीं रहे। नेटो इज खिलाफा और क्या क्या फर्क है?
It's their defensive body to protect the countries who are willing.
सर आपको पता है ना कि यूरोप की प्रोग्रेस के लिए नेटो बनी हुई है, यूरोप के डिफेंस के लिए नहीं बनी हुई। एक काम पड़ गया उनको डिफेंस का, वो भी रूस की वजह से, वरना नेटो ने कब यूरोप को डिफेंड किए पहले? अभी ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ी। किसने यूरोप पे हमला किया भाई नेटो के बनने के बाद? आपस में प्रॉस्पेरिटी और वेलफेयर स्टेट बना के रख दी उन्होंने। तो इसी को जब हम करते हैं तो आप कहते हैं नहीं सर नेशंस बन चुकी हैं। ठीक है गाइस, लिसन, मैं आता हूँ वापस, पहले ये स्लाइड पूरी कर ले। हाई सेल्फ एस्टीम और हाई पर्पस के बगैर एक जुमले में बता रहा हूँ, उर्दू में बता रहा हूँ, देन आई एम गोना स्पीक इंग्लिश, डोंट वरी। कुरान आपको समझ आ ही नहीं सकता अगर आप हाई सेल्फ एस्टीम के नहीं हैं और हाई पर्पस के नहीं हैं। ओके, बड़ा पर्पस रखना ज़रूरी है कुरान के लिए। अभी मैं पहले कुरान की बात नहीं कर रहा था, मैं मुसलमानों की बात कर रहा था। मुसलमानों की हाई सेल्फ एस्टीम हो तो उनको पर्पस नहीं मिलता, वो लिबरल्स कहते हैं उनको। आप जो हाई एस्टीम में चौधरियों के बच्चे हो जाते हैं या उनकी बड़ी एस्टीम होती है अपनी। या पिछले मैंने मैनचेस्टर बोला, इमरान खान इज़ हाई सेल्फ एस्टीम लो पर्पस, नवाज शरीफ इज़ लो सेल्फ एस्टीम लो पर्पस। सो अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल स्टार्टेड कंप्लेनिंग कि हैं सर इमरान खान को आपने लो पर्पस क्यों बोला है? I said, what? That's your problem. You should be like, sir, high self-esteem किस बेस पे बोला आपने? हमें भी बता, हम भी लिए। It's biasness, nothing else. Okay? So what I'm saying is, अगर हमारी आर्मी हाई सेल्फ एस्टीम की होती ना तो ईरान भी बचा लेते हम, फ़लस्तीन भी बचा लेते। समझ रहे हैं? पर्पल को छोड़ें, नेशन स्टेट के अंदर आप समझ रहे हैं कि पाकिस्तान फ़लस्तीन में नहीं इंटरवीन करना चाहिए? नहीं करना चाहिए, ओके, मार देना चाहिए। बल्कि अंडर इंटरनेशनल लॉ वी रिस्पेक्ट दैट। तो आपको पता है फ़लस्तीन, लेबनान, डू यू नो दैट पैलेस्टाइन इज हिट बाय द आर्मी, रियल आर्मी, बाय ओनली वन कंट्री इन द हिस्ट्री ऑफ पैलेस्टाइन। यू नो व्हाट दैट कंट्री इज? पाकिस्तान। वी किल्ड 40,000 पीपल इन वन फ्राइडे। तब क्या था इंटरनेशनल लॉ? इसराइल नहीं सर, पैलेस्टाइन। पाकिस्तान ने फ़लस्तीन पे हमला करके 50,000 फ़लस्तीनी कत्ल किए हुए हैं। ओह, इट वाज अनदर इश्यू, बट वी किल्ड पैलेस्टीनियंस। और जो तो अल्लाह बुलाए तो ना जाएं, जॉर्डन बुलाए तो चले जाएं। You actually justifying this?
No, I'm not justifying. I'm saying we have no right.
We have no right to go to Palestine.
Yes. Yes. Under international law, what we can do, we can do. We can do regulation.
Hold on, बेटा बहस नहीं करनी.
We can do
इंटरनेशनल लॉ को अबाइड करना किसने कहा करना जरूरी है?
It's
इज व्हाट
collective decision. Like
ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग्स
under UNO.
अंडर यूएन. सुने आपने मान लिया, आपने कह दिया मैंने मान लिया. यूएन के कायदे को मानना जरूरी है. अल्लाह ने कहा है, खुद हमने कहा है, और अल्लाह के कायदे को मानना जरूरी नहीं है. यूएन का कायदा अल्लाह के कायदे के खिलाफ जा रहा हो तो किसको मानूं?
Here I am not going to say anything like this.
आसिफ साहब, कुरान के
You are saying for religion. Okay.
ये है फर्क. ये मैं कह रहा था कि इस्लाम को सियासत से अलग कर दिया. That's what I was saying, that Muslims have split Islam and politics. World, deen and dunya. You think Islam has nothing to do with politics. That's what you're trained on. No. Every Pakistani is trained on this. Don't worry. That's what Imran Khan is trained on. That's what Nawaz Sharif is trained on. That we have nothing to do with Islam.
Go talk about practical things which can be possible.
Yeah. Like I'll tell you one example of practical things. This is going to be, I swear to God, a real fire burning my real skin on the day of judgment. It's not practical enough for you. My kids will be actually burnt by real fire if they don't do anything or I don't do anything for them. That's practical. Just because it's not happened yet, you think it's not practical. That's the difference between Quran's philosophy and Pakistan's philosophy. Okay?
That's the point, that Pakistan army based on the nationalism, that's what they did.
Pakistan army thinks that they're Muslims. Pakistani politicians think they're Muslims because the definition of Islam that they have is without any self-esteem or big purpose. They will carry Allah's rocket like Taylor Swift carries the cross. They will say Allahu Akbar and pray, but they will do nothing about the Quran's commandments. Quran's commandments are all political. आसिफ साहब, कुरान पाक ने फॉरेन पॉलिसी दी हुई है पाकिस्तान को. करारदाद मकासद में आपकी लिखा हुआ है कि कोई फॉरेन पॉलिसी या पॉलिसी कुरान के रिपग्नेंट नहीं होगी. कुरान ने कहा था जाओ फ़लस्तीन, लिखा हुआ है आयत में. तो हमने क्यों रिपग्नेंट टू कुरान पॉलिसी बनाई हुई है? फिर कुरान में लिटरली लिखा है वमा लकुम ला तुकातिलूना फी सबीलिल्लाह वल मुस्तदअफीना मिनर रिजाली वन निसा. Why didn't we go there? Quraanad Maqasid has made sure we go there, but our army does not follow it. So if we are doing something which is repugnant to the Quran.
But in the Holy Quran it said keep your promises. So we have promised under United Nations.
Keep your listen. या सिर्फ सही कह रहे हैं आप. हर पाकिस्तानी को यही पट्टी पड़ाएगी. और पूछें तो सही मेरे से, आप मुझे बता क्यों नहीं, पूछ क्यों नहीं रहे कि सर यहाँ पे हमारा यूएन से किया गया प्रॉमिस किधर जाएगा? ये सवाल होना चाहिए ना आपका. और सर आप क्यों समझ रहे हैं मुझे पता नहीं है. मैं लोगों का टाइम बचा रहा हूँ, लगेगा बहस हो रही है. हमने यूएन से प्रॉमिस किया, मैं पूरा करना चाहिए. ठीक कह रहे हैं, ठीक कह रहे हैं. उससे पहले जो अल्लाह से प्रॉमिस किया वो नहीं पूरा करना, वो भी करना है. अब दोनों प्रोसेस काउंटर करके तो कौन सा प्रॉमिस से मांगूंगा? बताए ना. रियल ओके, दैट्स इट. नो बी डन. नो. और अगर स्टेट ना बनाए तो मेरा काम स्टेट को डिथ्रोन करना इस्लाम में फर्ज है. या no through this buddy, this not elections. No please don't do that. Come on. No that's just ad hominem. Okay, this is not elections sir. This is how you do this. आपके बच्चों के पास नवाज शरीफ भीख मांगने आना चाहिए कि भाई मेरा इतने बड़ा प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया, मेरी सीवी लगाओ इस पे. You need to understand the power of the network. और आपके बच्चों को पता क्या कैसे कहना चाहिए कि बेटा किधर आए हो, तुम्हें अल्लाह ने पावर दी थी, तुम कुरान के खिलाफ पैदल गए हो 4 दफा. तुम्हें किस बेस बताएं, प्रूव कर दो. हमने किसी के मामे के बेटे को तो नहीं लगाना. We are going to qualify anyone on Islam. You qualify, we'll make it to you. Even if you're Nawaz Sharif or Shehbaz Sharif, who cares? Your kids have to be in a flow of Islam only. That's it. Nawaz Sharif never qualified on Islamic principles. At least Imran Khan said that he does, which he didn't, but he said that he does. Again, which he didn't. So you need to be very careful.